Alright, guys, welcome back. We are watching Sousou no Frieren Season 2, Episode 9. Last time, we finished all the stuff up with Gena and his village, and Revolt, the crazy demon general guy. It was pretty cool. We barely didn't die. It was, like, actually it's insane that neither Stark nor Gena died there, huh? But we learned that Genai is a good person. I believe in that. I think it's worth being a good person, despite the pain, I suppose. It's interesting, like that whole thing, because like Himmel, for example, was such a good person, and it's like he had such a different attitude about that than Genai. You know what I mean? And it's like that attitude difference is what makes them seem like such different characters, right? But I don't know. It's like as Stark says, yeah, I think Genai is a good person, right? Everyone has some amount of Himmel in them. Come on. Anyway, I guess we're done with that arc, so back to who knows what. Only got 2 episodes left, which hard to believe, hard to believe. It's been a long time. We started for in season 1 in like September or something, right? So I guess it hasn't been that long, but I don't know. We're already here. We're already here. Okay, so we're watching season 2, episode 9. You can land on copy with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. The long rolling hills. Oh, what's up? I hope we just get to see everyone. What I really want to see is Con and Levine, but oh, going to his wife, right? That's what his whole purpose was of getting the or his wife's grave, right? Hmm. Yeah, the people for that company really are the caretakers of this region in a way, huh? Ooh, very dark. The shadow on it. Interesting. Interesting. I know my hopes of seeing Con and Levine probably just don't exist because they didn't get their first class mage like certifications. So how would we ever see them again? I don't know. But they were my favorites, so I'm sad. Hmm. God, this opening really makes me emotional in some weird way. I just don't even know how to describe. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Okay. 30 years after the death of Himmel the hero in the Drachen region, located in the northern lands, of course. I see another village getting all fixed up. Hmm. Yeah, what happened here, huh? Ah, ooh, by a dragon. Uh-oh. we have history with that. It sure could be. A flight of dragons, that's what a group of them is called. All the ducks around them. Ah, I see. Oh god. Oh no. This is gonna be rough. It's like a callback to Stark's original whole thing, but it's a whole flight of them. Oh, yeah, how does that even happen? Huh? It's like a tornado came through, you know? Done for, huh? Really? Gonna be attacked again. It's like there's predators here now, you know? Something so many people don't have to think about, right? All this work they're putting in just for it to maybe be destroyed and attacked again, you know? Can we really kill a flight of dragons? Hmm. Interesting. There are some things that could be too big for us, right? Hmm. Well, sure. Come on. It's gonna be awesome. Whatever it is, she's gonna love it. Perfect. There we go. I'm sure Frieren would love that. Really thinking about it, huh? There we go. There we go. Beautiful. How many spells do you think Frieren knows, like in total? Okay. I guess Frieren thinks we can take out a flight of dragons, so. Ooh. I see. We've seen like tracking spells before, yeah. Stark's the favorite, as always. Ooh. It sure is. Yeah. It's an amazing thing. Why does it even exist, right? I guess. I guess that's true. You don't want her to grow up bad. You're a work in progress, just like everyone else. Come on. Ooh. Man, I've never seen woods like this, where it's like sparse trees like this. All the like wooded areas around me, it's always like there's trees, there's 5 trees in every like square meter radius. It would be impossible to walk through it, you know? It just looks so nice, you know? Oh, to decide which way? I guess. Oh god, there's so many. There's so many. I guess. Does that help that much? Honestly, at least the Solar Dragon start could just one-shot it, and it was fine, right? There's so many. It's gonna be hard. Then we're doing this again, huh? True. Very true. Oh god. They have been spotted. That is a crazy noise. We'll see, I guess. Sure, sure. Hmm. Oh god. There's so many. He's just killing them all one by one. What was I worried about, huh? Like, come on. Oh god. They make a giant ball. Oh. Oh no. Okay. We're good. Hmm. Oh, look at that. Look in his eyes. Oh, wow. Definitely did not leave unscathed, huh? Well, we did it. I, yeah, very. We saved the village, though. why didn't you guys help? Come on. I mean, they did, but they were just watching. True, I guess. Well, Aizen was like invincible or something. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you. We get more payment than just that. The village is fine. That's what really matters, right? Ooh, what a nice landscape. I suppose. Well, he would get like statues, I guess, right? Interesting. Hmm. I think it makes sense that he would want, that he would want like good deeds to be rewarded, you know? Oh, he would get a grimoire for Frieren, right? Of course. Ooh. Somehow her face looks so different back in time like this, you know? Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. They don't want a bunch of people to be in their debt. They want them to, you know, appreciate it. Yeah, right. Sure. Whether or not you expect anything back, right? It's about what they feel about it, I suppose. I wonder what he wrote in that. And you also like them. Like, come on. There we go. that's that's ridiculous, Stark. Come on. That would be a useless spell. Himmel's Memoirs, huh? Is that what he was writing? Look at Eisen. Like, why does he always do this? He's always in these ridiculous positions. The Heiter, like, true. Hmm. Sure, sure. Hey, you get to spend time with each other. Come on. Uh-oh. He lost it? Hmm. 30 years after the death of Himmel the Hero by Lake Corridor, located on the northern plateau. Hmm. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. There you go. You got a fish. Perfect. Hmm. Ooh, such a man. We have never been at a place like this. No, I think they especially can. Like big bodies of water. Yeah. I. It is very big. Yeah, I'm surprised it's categorized as a lake. I guess I don't know what the difference is really. I guess a lake doesn't connect to like the ocean, right? Hmm. I see. Ah, really? Just starts doing Friren's hair. Oh, it has a. Okay. I see. I see. A few months. Oh, God. Oh, I suppose. Just like back in the day, I guess, huh? Ah, they don't want to pass the time, though. There we go. Perfect. Stark's getting there. He's slowly getting there. He'll be as cool as Aizen one day. That I don't know how much I like that. I don't know if that looks very appetizing to me. Ooh, nice. Magic shop. God, I wonder what the heating situation is like in a freezing place like this. Is everywhere just cold? Why does Frieren always do that? Like, come on. How does she even get into that position? Okay, nice. Wasn't that bad after all, huh? Ah, I see. Monsters, maybe? That looks like enough to me. Come on. Can you go sell some back? Maybe? Ooh, okay, okay. Ah, break the barrier. We always gotta break these barriers, huh? Oh, I see. That is a very interesting prospect. No idea that he's talking to one of the members of his party. Hmm. Ah, yeah, the book, right. Really ruined the mood after he was the one trying to cheer them up. Yeah, how would they have gotten there? Like, huh. Okay, off we go. God, this would scare me. I feel like being in like a tiny little boat just in the middle of this giant body of water. I feel like there's, yeah, like that. There's some kind of fear involved in that, you know? Wow, those, yeah. I see, I see. Well, yeah, I guess once winter's over. Makes sense. Ooh, I, I don't know if I believe that, but sure. That would really devalue the price of gold, wouldn't it? Hmm. Oh, does she have some kind of memory, huh? Another silhouette, huh? Every time I see a silhouette, I'm always gonna wonder if it's one of the seven sages. Surely this barrier is easy compared to the other ones you've taken down. Okay, okay. God, where's that one from hundreds of years ago that was in front of the bow shaft? It took her forever to break. Ah. Ooh. Okay, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I wonder why, you know? God, no one's been in here for decades, right? That's gotta feel weird. Is that it? Ooh, I see. He'd always put on a different one, right? Looks like it's been like bleached by the sun, you know? What do you think he wrote? What do you think he put in there? There's gotta be stuff about Frieren. Come on. Ooh. Oh, it's like walking through his memories, yeah. His point of view. Oh, beautiful. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. It has to be so special, you know? Hmm. Oh, and then it ends. Oh, that's gotta hurt, right? That's gotta feel so. How much she wishes it could have continued, you know? Especially all those years that she didn't know about, right? About his life after their journey ended. It's like if only, right? She regretted that so much. Everyday stuff. That's what matters, though, right? Every day. Okay, okay. Indeed. Well, you were like saying that earlier, but. Ooh, yeah. I want her to keep it. Okay. I think it does. I think it actually does. Yeah, it totally does. Okay, okay. Beautiful. Ooh, what a shot, huh? Just barely the water not in frame. That's what it feels like out on the sea like that, right? Stark, no one wants to read that. It's come on. Oh, okay. Right, there you go. The perfect. You got your wish. Oh god. Well, I of course. Yeah, you asked for it. Oh god. Awesome. Great. Yeah, Stark, it's your duty. Come on. The Friend's not gonna do anything. Right, right. It's like oh okay. I thanks. Thank you. Uh-huh. Oh, that's why she's like talking so quickly. Okay. Great. Good. Cuz they believe in you, surely. That's the end. Great. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. I guess he asked for it, right? I mean, it's what he wanted. It's this can be the first entry in his journal, you know? Like, come on. Oh, and that's like the ending, right? Himmel writing it down. Oh, that's great. That's perfect. Frieren should do that, you know? I feel like that'd be meaningful. That's something I would be so worried about if I was like immortal, or if I was basically immortal like her, if I lived for a million billion years or whatever. I wouldn't want to forget stuff, you know? I wouldn't want to forget things that were meaningful to me. And you can write them down, right? Hmm. I mean, it's a sad thing to think about, the idea that you ever could, right? But who knows after 10,000 years, right? There's some limit. There's some limit to how many memories you can have, you know? Hmm. Okay. Good episode. We will talk about it in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. This was a sweet episode. I like this one. This whole idea of memoirs and all of that. I think it's an interesting thing, especially for Frieren. It just makes me think about. I was talking about that during the ending, right? About her life and all of her. Like I feel like she the reason so much of the reason why Frieren is the way she is, or the way she was like before the story, leading up to all of the story, episode one Frieren, right? It's all of that, it's all of that fear about relationships and them ending and all of that, And I guess I just wonder if her doing something like what Frieren did with this book, with this journal, would help her with that, maybe. I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing to do. If I was immortal, if I could live forever, I think that's something I would want to do, right? Like write down all my experiences and stuff. What's interesting about it, of course, is the fact that Himmel lost it, right? He lost the book. He lost all of his memoirs. And I assume he had he was bummed out, I guess, but it's of course he still had the memories, right? And I guess that is the important thing, of course, right? Is that you'll remember them anyway, even if you don't have them written down, right? But I don't know. I think that's a nice idea in a way, right? Like Frieren getting to like relive all of this through his eyes as she reads it. It must feel so. It's like, look at this. What is she doing? I don't know. It must feel so special. It must feel so nice to be able to do that, I suppose, right? To look at it through his eyes and all of that. Especially it makes me think, like, at the end here, when she turns the page, right? She's turning the page, seeing memory after memory that he has. And then it's just a blank page at the end, right? Because of course it is. He lost it. He lost it eventually. He stopped writing. And I mean, even beyond that, eventually the journey was over. Eventually he was dead. There's no more, right? And I guess what's interesting about that is you can look at it. You could look at this imagery, this idea of the blank pages, with like a. You can view it as something sad, as I think there is something pretty like melancholy about it. There's something sad about it for sure. But it's also like the idea that like life continues, right? That there still are blank pages, right? That there was a lot more to Himmel's life than just what was written down in here, right? For one, and life continues on afterward. The book is never full, I suppose, right? Ignore the fact that this book literally would eventually be full. The book isn't full, right? Just like Frieren, life. Frieren has more pages in her life to write and all of that. So I like that. I like that. It also just makes me think about like Frieren's regret over Himmel in episode one back then, right? How she was so upset that she didn't like have a more active part in his life during this 50 years that she didn't see him for. That there's so much she missed and she regretted that so much. That's what it makes me think about. There's all these blank pages of Himmel's life that she sadly doesn't know about, but what's interesting about that, of course, it's not like Himmel felt that way. Himmel felt like the connection they had was still meaningful and meant something anyway, right? But of course, right? Like I understand Frieren's feelings, obviously, right? So I don't know. That's what I want. Imagine if Frieren like continues this, this right? Like she writes down in it. She continues on with it because that's what it was. Because originally it was like what a merchant's journal or something they said, right? When Himmel got it, right? So yeah, I don't know. Frieren could continue. Maybe there's something that feels wrong about that. Perhaps her writing down in it when it's like Himmel's journal, but I don't know. I bet he would like that. I bet he would like that. Like, come on. There's got to be so much in here about Frieren. I bet the word Frieren is the most common word I in here, right? Like, come on, come on. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good episode. I like the ending when I we just suddenly end with this giant monster attacking us. This feels like it's just a prediction. This feels like the kind of thing where we're not. It's not like the next episode is going to start with this, right? I think we're just going to deal with this off camera. But it's maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So we started the episode with Dankin. We know that he wanted to come to the Northern Lands to go to his wife's grave, right? Um, for one, it's very good to see him again. I like Dankin. Dankin's very cool. Um, I wonder what his relation to Siri is, right? I wonder, did he just leave just like Fern and everyone else? Like, did he just reject becoming her student or whatever, following any of her commands and all of that, has no connection to her. That kind of feels like how Dinkin would be to me, right? Um, I don't know. I don't know. But he's up here in the Northern Lands, I assume, to find his wife's grave. Well, yeah, we know he's in the Northern Lands because we see the flag for the Norm Company. That's what it was called, I believe, right? Um, yeah. Which that man, they really are the ones who take care of everything up here, huh? It's such an interesting thing. It really is. How like yeah, I guess that's how it works. They just kind of become the military of this company that ends up taking care of everything because whatever government or whatever system exists in this world certainly isn't doing much. And of course, I mean they trust him to continue on his journey alone because I mean he's a first class mage. I'm sure they know that. Yeah, yeah. And he turns to this forest, and it's such the yeah, like there's all these dark clouds in the background. There's such like shadow on them, all of this, right? I assume his destination is he says he can walk to it. It's gotta be nearby, right? It makes me think, like I wonder how he feels about it, right? Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm sad we only get to see this opening one more time, right? I hope it's in the next episode. Sometimes like last episodes don't have them, but I hope I get to see it again. I hope I get to see it again. There's something about the opening that just really, I don't know, just really gets to me. It feels so powerful. I don't even, it's hard to put it into words, I guess. I feel like I've talked about it a lot, like while the opening plays in a bunch of the episodes, but it's just something about it gets to me. We got more names of regions. We got to translate them just to see what like mundane words they actually are. Draken, I don't know. Dragons, right? It's sure. It's the region is called the Dragons region. That's what it translates to in English. And they're surprised that there's a bunch of dragons here to kill them. Like, if you didn't want your village to be destroyed by dragons, you probably shouldn't have built it in the dragons region, guys. Like, this feels like a basic thing. Maybe Frieren was right. They should abandon this village. If you make your village in the area where a bunch of dragons live, what are you thinking? It's named the dragons region. Okay. Anyway, another destroyed village, yet another one. Not as bad, obviously, as the one that was attacked by demons, because, well, not everyone was murdered brutally, right? It's not a complete ghost town. It was destroyed, a bunch of damage and stuff, but dragons are nothing compared to demons, huh? In terms of their danger to humanity, right? Because like dragons are just like animals, right? They don't want to kill all people at all costs. They're just like territorial, I assume, right? They're in the dragons region, right? Like, come on. It reminds you a lot of like Stark's thing, right? Like when we first met Stark in season one, the Solar Dragon, all of that, right? It's interesting. It feels like this kind of shows us how much Stark, I guess, is like how much he's grown and changed, how much he's able to believe in himself. That he throws himself at this giant flight of dragons. That's what the groups of them are called, I suppose. And he fucks them all up. He gets them all. It's cool. It's very cool. It's a nice like metaphor in a way for really just the way Stark views himself because that's always been his problem, right? That's always been his problem. When I traveled with Himmel, we were attacked by a flight of dragons. They look like weirdly like humanoid with like their arms and stuff. You know what I mean? Like especially this one, I guess. They almost look like gargoyles in a way. You see what I mean? Like they look so like human and like they're gray like stone and all of that. I don't know. Something about him creeps me out. Why is Eisen why is Eisen the one on is he scared, right? We know Eisen gets scared, huh? I like all these ducks around them, right? Very nice, very nice. The dragons not normally travel in flights. I suppose they do up here, huh? We moved in nearby, and we've got to slay them. I was really worried. I was really thinking for a moment, because this would be an interesting thing for the story to do, is like, what would we do if there's like a threat to a village or something like that that we truly can't deal with? Because it's obviously we've helped so many villages with so many problems. We've always been able to do it. I just wonder it would be an interesting thing if we were faced with an issue that truly we were unable to deal with, that we were unable to, you know, I don't know if that would ever happen because, like, we know that like Himmel and Frieren and all of them defeated the Demon King. They defeated Satan, right? They defeated the most evil, powerful thing possible once already. So I don't know if we'd ever be faced with that. I just think thematically and just for the characters and all of that, it would be an interesting thing, right? I wonder if Himmel and their whole party ever ran into an issue like that, where there was a problem that a village was facing that they literally couldn't that they couldn't fix, that they couldn't solve, and then what do they do about that? You know? I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, we were able to take down an entire flight of dragons, so and it literally looks like a tornado came through here, right? How did the dragons get this up here? One of them just swooped down and picked it up and dropped it in the tree? Like, I guess. Why? They're doing all this work, right? You see all the work that they're doing to like repair and everything? How would it all just go to waste if we don't do something, you know? It's interesting Frieren's attitude, right? Saying that they should abandon it and move somewhere else. I feel like she normally doesn't have that kind of attitude, right? Like she's the one who told Stark just a few episodes ago about, other people's homes, right? That it's you should do everything you can to protect a place like this, right? Hmm. Very cool. Roofs like this that are like this kind of God, what are these kind of roofs called again with this like material? I don't remember the specific name for them, but I don't know. It's such a cool thing to me. It's very it's remarkable that this kind of roofs like work so well and are so like sturdy. You know? Yeah. Do you understand what it means to face a whole flight of dragons? Well, I mean, I guess we're capable of it anyway. I really thought that's where we were going, is that we would not be able to do it, but I suppose. And Frieren asked for payment, and we talked about that in this episode. Frieren's desire to get paid, right? But more so, the more important thing, as Himmel puts it, is the desire to essentially not have people be in their debt, right? That like making it like in some way transactional like this, it leaves the people with like gratitude. You know what I mean? Like it leaves like the village people not feeling like they were just helpless and that these heroes showed up and helped them and then that's just it and they're just like they can't do anything. And it makes it into this idea that it's like yeah they just help them out, right? That they're like part of the community themselves almost, you know what I mean? Like because people want to be able to pay back for stuff like that. People don't want to just be taken care of in that way and that's it, like Himmel wouldn't want people he helps to feel like that. Yeah, yeah. But they do have something to pay with, which is an amazing spell that lets you say tongue twisters without tripping over your words. Haji Kuji needs that for sure, so she can stop biting her tongue. But other than that, of course, that is amazing, perfect. Sounds like a great spell. You know where the dragons came from? Somewhere in those woods. We got a lot of work to do. We gotta track them down. We saw like tracking spells before, right? Very cool. Very cool. Stark's the favorite, as always. Everyone waving to him. There's kids here too, right? It's got to be such a scary, hard place to grow up in, Like, man, rough, rough. So off we go through the woods. Yeah, magic really is amazing, huh, Stark? We talked about that like some at the beginning of the season about like the what would they call like the magic negating crystals, right? Um, it's such an interesting thing. Like we haven't really talked about like the core of magic itself and like what it is and why it exists and where it comes from and all of those questions. I don't know if that ever will be addressed. It just is an interesting thing to think about in my mind. I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Stark carelessly praising her isn't good for Miss Frieren's development. Right, right. You wouldn't want her to grow up to be a delinquent, obviously. Obviously. Everyone's got to grow up still. No one's an adult, remember? Like, it's come on, come on. In any case, I can tell roughly which way they are. Let's go. We go through the woods. Very cool looking woods, frankly. And a squirrel just lands on her arm. And here they are. How many are there? Like I don't even know. 20? There's more than 20. I don't even know. Too many. Too many of them. We got one keeping watch up here, I suppose, right? It's interesting that dragons are like pack animals, isn't it? Because you would think, because like a lot of animals that are like really big and huge like this and require a lot of like nutrients to eat, a lot of them like aren't pack animals, like bears, because it's like because they're kind of competing with each other. If you're a really big animal, you have to eat like a ton to like survive. It surprises me that like dragons are like that. What do dragons eat anyway? Like how on earth does this forest like maintain a population of predators like this? Like these giant dragons, they would have to eat so much all the time. I don't know. I don't know if that's within the scale of what I should be thinking about. I just think it's interesting. Will be nearly as strong as a solar dragon. I was worried because at least the solar dragon, right, Stark could just like one shot it and it was like fine. But like all of these, it's scarier because like you can't just one shot it instantly. They're like swarm him and all of this, but he was fine. He got it figured out. He got his head bitten, but he was a-okay. This reminds that this is like just like the solar dragon, right? Like we're up here on a cliffside. I feel like this shot is so reminiscent of when she was telling him to keep it busy. you know? Yeah, yeah. But they are spotted. It's time to go. Time to battle. And I mean, Stark makes me eat my words because he's just one shotting them all left and right. They form a giant ball around him. Like, what are they doing? What are these dragons doing? And he just like bursts out of the middle. It's so cool. Hmm. God, Stark is awesome. I love Stark. There we go. There we go. I mean, he's a little bit beat up. They got to save him from falling over, but we had a church in the village to heal us. Very nice. Very nice. You got your head chewed on. He just slowly flew by, getting his head chewed on, and they just didn't like shoot or do anything, right? Like, come on. I mean, Friren's idea of how a warrior is like they're invincible and it doesn't matter what happens to them. So I don't know. Sure, I guess. I guess that's representative. Eisen was so good at fighting through his fear. And I guess that gives you the power to do anything, right? The only thing that leads to you getting injured and dying is if you're afraid and you don't fight through it. Clearly, that must be the message, right? Here is our grimoire. I still don't understand how for a spell that makes it so you can say tongue twisters without like tripping over your words or whatever, right? How is there an entire like 300-page book about it? Like what could possibly be in the pages of this book to it's contain, like it really has to just explain how the spell works and all of that, right? Like again, back in the stuff in season 1 when they were talking about how it's about imagination and all of that. I guess that's it. It just goes into extreme ludicrous detail of how the spell works and like how all of this. And then once you've read enough of it, you can just do it now. You understand it so you can do it. I guess that makes sense. Oh, such a beautiful landscape, isn't it? Like the rolling hills, that it's like you'd see the wind, how tall the grass is and everything. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Come to think of it, you must always demand payment for helping people. Yeah, why do we do that, huh? It's what Himmel did as well. But it was for a good reason. You deserve more, but as you can see, our village is poor. He doesn't want to take anything that like actually matters from them, of course, right? But he wants to take something. He doesn't want to leave them with a feeling of indebtedness. He wants them to feel like gratitude, but not like for some like selfish reason. Just like he wants them to, I don't know, believe in the idea of heroism, basically, I think, right? I think that's the idea, which I can certainly get behind. There's a grimoire. Not really, though. It's a notebook we received from a traveling merchant some time ago. Which, of course, he asked for a grimoire, because, like, that would make Frieren happy. Right? Frieren's face, I swear to God, they talk about it later in the episode, like Frieren's emotions showing on her face, but, like, something about her face looks different, like, back in time, doesn't it? There's some kind of difference. It's hard to say what. I don't even know, right? But there's some kind of difference there. You can tell that she's changed. You can tell, like, for sure, right? Hmm. Does Haiter literally just always drink? He always just has a bottle next to him at all times, right? Like, how did he live to the age of like 100 when he's been doing this for like forever? You know? Because how old do you think he was when they went on the journey? I don't know. I don't know. Himmel, why do you always demand payment nearly every time we help someone? If they pay us, they don't owe us anything. We're the party of heroes. What we want is to help people, not words of gratitude. Right, right, to help them and to not have them feel like it's something that they have to pay you back for. Like that's the idea, right? I guess that's kind of like it's kind of paradoxical in a way because like the fact that you accept payment from them it makes it feel like it's something they had to pay you back for, right? But really it's like you're both kind of doing a favor for each other, right? That's kind of the idea. That's Himmel's whole thing in a way, right? Is that idea of like just kind of mundane heroism in a way, right? Just doing what Himmel would have done in everyday life, even. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So he gets his notebook, starts writing in it. Hmm. If we make people indebted to us, we haven't really helped them. Yeah, yeah. You kind of exchanged one problem for another almost, you know? That's why I even take ridiculous spells like this as payment. Beautiful. Perfect. And she just likes them, right? And she just likes the spells. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Couldn't you get a spell that prevents dragon bites instead? That's ridiculous. Come on, we need that would be a stupid spell. No one would need that. We need the spell that I don't even know dissolves clothing or whatever. I guess that was a potion, wasn't it? This one lets you see through clothing, right? Himmel's Memoirs, episode 37. What is Eisen doing? I like how later in the episode we see Stark like doing a bunch of stuff like this too. He's not quite there. He can't quite balance on his pinky finger, um, like this. But I don't know. I don't know if Eisen was really doing this. If Eisen has another level to go. He should have like his axe on his back while he does this, and then I would be impressed. But like, surely anyone could balance on their pinky finger like that. Like, come on, come on. Like they all talk about Frieren. Like Frieren gets mad at Frieren for spending money on grimoires all the time. How much money do you think they spend on just buying booze for Heiter all the time, non-stop? You know what I mean? Like literally constantly he's just drinking all day forever. They have to spend so much money on it. Although I guess this is kind of a medieval world, right? And back in the day, I guess alcohol was really cheap, right? Because it was like, well, for one, like in our world, it was like hard to like purify water and stuff, right? So in a lot of ways, like the fermentation process, it was like safer to drink alcohol than it was to drink water, right? So alcohol was like kind of everywhere. Maybe that's kind of how this world is still too. I guess you never know. But we're stuck here. We are stuck here yet again. One of their little breaks, I suppose, in their journey. We've had many of those so far with Frieren and Furin and Stark, huh? Cheer up, everyone. We're on an adventure to defeat the Demon King. We haven't been able to adventure for days now, sure. But it's about more than that, right? It can be a bunch of crappy days in a row. And unfortunately, Himmel has lost his journal, sadly. Which he's really bummed out about it. I can't blame him, right? 30 years after the death of Himmel the Hero by Lake Corridor, located in the Northern Plateau. Do I even need to translate that? Like, that just totally just means corridor, right? Like, I mean, like, come on. Yeah, it just means corridor, right? Which, like, I guess that one is kind of, in a way, less on the nose, it feels, than other, like, names that we've had for places. But I don't know. This is, like, obviously the lake is, like, a corridor in between the mountains. So, not really. It kind of just is perfectly on the nose, as always. There, we've arrived at this giant, crazy, stormy, awful city. I would hate living here. I do not like the winter. I used to like the winter, but I hate it now. I don't know why. I just can't. It makes me so sad. The fact I can't go outside. I can't like go on a walk. I can't like do anything. you know, like you got a fish. There we go. That's about the size of the fish that Strike can catch. Anyway, we talked to this guy about getting across the lake, but can't do it. Can't do it right now, of course. Obviously. Hmm. Large mountain ranges to the east and west disrupt air currents. That's where all the weather's coming from, I suppose. Yeah, makes sense. It's like a big bowl of clouds, right? Kind of how it works. So we've got to wait. Can't even fly across 'cause it's too big. We would yeah. That's it's flying through the storm would both be dangerous and it's very far. Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, I like Fern is just cleaning Fern's face as she talks and just covers her face with a washcloth. Great. So we've got to wait here for a few months. I guess we have a nice fun time, I suppose, right? Guess that's how it is. This cannot be comfortable, right? Like you would. What are you doing, Frieren? Come on. This food, I don't know if I would like this. This is too much for me. This is too much for me right here. I would not be able to do this. That's for sure. They all look satisfied by it. I suppose we got a nice shop here. Very cool. I like how they always have the scale, right? This actually is an important thing for like weighing stuff at a shop like this. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Stark hangs out with this guy, makes connections in all the villages, as always, right? For once, Frieren is in her own bed. That's like crazy, isn't it? Where even is Stark right now? Just somewhere, I guess, I suppose. Well, I guess she was in her own bed, then somehow overnight she transported it here. How does this happen? Does she just like get lonely or something? She just crawls over there in the night, I suppose. I guess. Ah, beautiful. And the waters are clear. The sky's all cleared up. We can get across now. He wants payment. We don't have any money, like at all. We spend it all on grimoires, but we can exchange favors because on this island in the middle of the lake, there's an abandoned monastery protected by a barrier. Himmel the hero's treasured memoirs are there. How the hell did it get there? I mean, Himmel was here. Himmel and the party were here, and they saved this town at some point, right? How did his book get there? I don't know. Maybe he just dropped it around here somewhere, and they discovered it, and then they like enshrined it and did all this stuff, you know? I guess. Yeah, he'd said he'd lost his memoirs he'd been working on during our travels. He's pretty disappointed. That really brought down the mood, I imagine. So we head across. I would hate this being on a tiny boat like this in the middle of the ocean. I mean, it's not the ocean, right? This giant lake, though. It would freak me out. If I was on like a big boat, I don't think it would bother me. But like this, oh, I don't know. That would get to me. That would get to me for sure. But yeah, since the weather's all cleared up, there's a bunch of ships, a bunch of like shipments of goods, merchants, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Apparently, they found the golden land where everything is made of gold in the north. I don't believe that, but if you say so, maybe we'll be going there. Who knows? Who knows? And then at mention of that, I suppose, or just something Farron's thinking about, we have like this flashback to her seeing something, this silhouette, right? It's got horns, it's a demon. I don't know. Is this one of the seven sages? Maybe, right? That's kind of just what my mind automatically goes to whenever we have a silhouette of a demon like this. Last time I was wrong with Revolt, so it's who knows, but I don't know. I wonder. Something about the Golden Land? Something about where they're headed? Like, immediately where they're headed? I don't know. I guess if the Golden Land is further to the north, they're probably headed that way, right? Yet another barrier. I think it's funny, right? Frieren says the barrier is several decades old when just a few episodes ago, with like the bow shaft stuff, there was the barrier there she had to break that took her like days and days to break, and it was hundreds of years old. How powerful that elf woman must have been to cast that. All just for a joke, basically. There was a message behind a horrible message behind it of like leading people to disappointment in their pursuits. Like God. Obviously, we got a better message out of it than that. Obviously, of course, right? But that's what that elf lady was like thinking. Anyway, yeah, just an old destroyed monastery. It's gotta feel so weird walking here because no one has been here for decades, right? Hmm. The only knowledge that remains is the story about Himmel the hero's memoirs. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I like how it's totally been like sun bleached. It's been like sitting here with like the sun going on it. That's such a cool detail, you know? Hmm. very handsome pose indeed. I wonder how long it took him to decide on that one. Himmel's handwriting, and we get this amazing scene, this amazing like montage of just all of the sights of their journey through Himmel's eyes. It has to feel so it has to feel so special to her. It's like this idea that he does still exist. He still exists in this way, like even in just in his writings and all of that. You know, I wonder if Frieren will just hold on to this journal forever. If she'll do something with it. I don't know. I don't know. We should publish it. You know. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. It's so good. Turns page after page, Himmel looking at her, and then there's a blank one, which yeah, we talked about the meaning I get from that. It's like sad in a way, but it's also I think there's like a positive message you can take from it, you know, that it's not over. His story isn't over, even though he's dead, you know. It never ended. It continues on. There's more blank pages, you know. Yeah, yeah. It's the everyday minutia of a ridiculous journey. Perfect. That's as it should be, right? Come on. And of course, he wants her to keep it after all this. He knows who she is, right? I want her to keep it too. I was worried she was gonna not want to keep it for some reason. I wanted her to keep it, so good. Thank you. I hope it doesn't get destroyed by the Kraken at the end. God, this is such a cool shot of like the water not in frame, just them at the very bottom, you know? I like that. I like that. I'm not sure we'll need this collection of cool catchphrases. It's a waste of pages. Don't say that. Come on, it's awesome. Come at me, monster. I, Stark the Warrior, shall take you on. Right, right. Stark, when you start writing your cool journal of all this stuff, you can't just fill it with things like that. Like, come on, it's got to be like, it's got to be real. Like, come on. But you know, he did provoke this. He did provoke the Kraken. So thank God Frieren tells us the secret weakness as she's underwater. So great, great. But you know, I'm sure Stark will just one shot it and we'll be fine. Um. Anyway, I suppose that's it. We're already at the end. We're already basically at the end. We only have one episode left. Feels weird. Feels crazy. Ah, God. Well, I guess we'll do that next time, huh? If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.